Hey guys, welcome back to the Geekbox, and just doing a quick coverage here. It's the early hours of the morning, we've just finished the Royal Rumble, so just going to give you a few of my quick thoughts on that. Nothing too long, as I don't know if I'd stay up too long to do too long with this. I want to get it straight out. But in summary, a fairly good event, few highlights, not as exciting as a lot of other Royal Rumbles we'd had lately. I think the main thing that was actually missing was the surprise element. I thought there was going to be something big in the men's Royal Rumble because they already announced Cody Rhodes was coming back. But yeah, to start us off, really cool first thing they did on the show, and also we're talking about the main show here, is Pat McAfee came back. So having him back on the commentary team was awesome. I love Pat McAfee's commentary. And then we started off with the men's Rumble. As I said, apart from a few things like Brock Lesnar getting eliminated really quickly by Bobby Lashley to continue his story on, there wasn't too much actually in this. It was a good match, but there wasn't any really big shockers. Obviously, we had Booker T came back, and he was in it for a short time. That was pretty cool to watch, to be fair. They did some cool spots with Braun Strowman and Ricochet when they were in the ring together. They had another cool few spots as well with the New Day, but apart from that, it compared to other Royal Rumbles of the last few years, it was pretty unremarkable. Bit that were on top that stood out for me at least was we got the return of Edge, which was pretty cool, but he was literally in the ring and eliminated 2 seconds later, which was a shame because I was hoping to see a good show from him, but it put him in fighting against Judgment Day again, and obviously he managed to eliminate Finn Balor and Damian Priest. We also had a spot where number 17, I think it was, where they played as Rey Mysterio coming out, but he didn't. Then Dominic was 18 and he came out with Mysterio's mask ripped up, so I'm guessing they attacked him backstage, and that's going to be a storyline they're going to tell leading to him and Rey having their match at WrestleMania. Edge fought them to the back afterwards, and then we got a really cool bit where Edge was managing to fight them off, and then Rhea came out, attacked Edge, knocked him down, they jumped on him, and straight after that Beth Phoenix came out. Obviously haven't seen her since Rhea hit with the concerto that took her out, and then she speared Rhea and gave her a bit of a kicking as well to wrap it all up. So that was a pretty cool highlight really that they threw in there. And then we got at number 30 Cody Rhodes, we knew was coming back. I don't get, with how few surprises they put in the Rumble, I don't get why they announced Cody was coming back at the Rumble unless it's for like ticket sales, because I feel like if it had been the will he, won't he kind of thing, number 30 Cody Rhodes coming back, that would have been a huge pop in comparison. It was a big pop to begin with, but it would have been a massive pop in comparison, because it would have been an oh my god he's back moment. So all in all, decent Rumble, just not quite as hard hitting with the surprises as we're used to with Royal Rumbles. Then we moved on to LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt. This was a short and sweet affair with a very sudden ending. It was cool they had the ropes were illuminated, LA Knight's gear was illuminated as well, so it was a dark match, but it was more low lights with illuminated stuff. There was stuff that was spilt everywhere and that illuminated with it as well. Quite a cool visual, to be fair. But the really cool thing I liked it was Bray Wyatt literally painted his face and his beard and his arms, like his tattoos and that, with the glow in the dark stuff, so he looked, along with red eyes, the demonic when he was fighting. And then at the end of the match, so we got to the end, Quick Sister Abigail finished the job off, and then there was extra fighting at the end. They fought up to like the side part of the ramp where they could do a jump bit, and then Uncle Howdy appeared above and did like a Shane McMahon style elbow drop into the box that blew up, and that was supposed to finish off LA Knight and all that. But it's cool to have Uncle Howdy there and have him actually do physically something as part of the match, not just stand there. Then following on from that, we had Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair, and this was just the same Bianca Belair crap you always get. Same set of moves. She gets beaten a little bit, then she recovers, then she pulls the KOD out of nowhere. It's called, after having a bit of an exchange with her hair and a tug around and that. nailed Alexa Bliss. The main thing with it is they played a tape afterwards. Again, it was Uncle Howdy asking Alexa Bliss if she was really in control, and Alexa Bliss was staring like she was completely lost at the screen. This then led us into the Women's Royal Rumble match, which I think this year I have to say was a better showing than the men's. It still wasn't massively exciting, but we did get like a lot of showings from NXT, so it was really cool to get them that main roster exposure for people that don't watch NXT too much. We had Michelle McCool, she was ringside and she wasn't going to get involved, was one of the entrants, which was a cool way they did it. Surprise, like she was like, "Oh, me? Oh, of course," and jumped the barricade and got stuck in there. Yeah, I'd say we had a few really, like Liv Morgan had a really good showing. We had the return of an old style from Asuka, where she took the mask off and she had all the face paint, like when she was Kana, for those that know her from her Japanese days. But it was like really cool to see her doing that. The hair, like she had her hair cut short and that as well. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with that. Yeah, it was a really good finish actually on that match, to be fair. I said it was a good show from a lot of them. Nia Jax came back at the end, 30. They did the whole group beat down, she fought out, and then they all beat her and eliminated her together. But they had, at the end, they had a spot on the ring apron, which, if you didn't know, is the hardest part of the ring, I've never told you. But but they had Asuka, Rhea and Liv all fighting. Asuka tried to spray Rhea, missed, sprayed Liv. Then Asuka got knocked off, and Liv was trying to fight back completely blind, managed to drop her with a finisher, but Rhea just managed to hold on, and then she eliminated sort of like did a leg takedown, half hurricane or whatever you call it, where they turned them over to get them to the floor, and Rhea Ripley is your winner for the Women's Royal Rumble. So they're pushing that story further forward, which is out of everyone that was in there, I think it's the only one that really made sense, and she did put a brilliant showing in. So it was really cool just to see that the women put on such a good show compared to the let's say the lower tempo the Royal Rumble had this year, but I enjoyed it. This then, after some entertainment bits they put in between, which I'm not going to cover in this, they then went on to the main events, which Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. And of course the first development was he came out, Roman, and he had Sami Zayn with him. Whilst they were doing the introductions, Kevin Owens was sat on the top rope, so was Sami Zayn, and they were just both staring at each other. It was a pretty good match, as you expect. Reigns, Owens, two absolute top guys in their field. You had on the outside Heyman doing his reactions, and then you had as well Zayn doing all the emotions and torn between worrying about Kevin being hurt and cheering on Roman. So they went through all that. They had a bit where he told Sami to go and get a chair. It's really good. Sami was like, "You told me not to do anything," and it was like, "No, get the chair." So he got it and he hesitated, he didn't really know what to do. And then Heyman's like, "Well, what are you playing at?" So there was a whole bug out with that. Then they got to the end. Roman Reigns wins with a spear as usual, and then the Bloodline came out and they all just beat the crap out of him. I mean, beat him, had handcuffed him to the ring, and the Usos gave him like 10 super kicks and double super kicks as well. He was being crushed in the corner as well by Solo, and then Roman went to get the chair to finish him off, and Sami stepped in the way and was trying to say to him, "This is beneath you, this is enough, don't need to do any more." In the end, Roman's like, "Yeah, this is beneath me, you can do it." He then had this whole, he doesn't want to do it, like, "I don't want the chair, don't give me the chair." Took it in the end, Roman then getting in his face, and then a really fun moment, he shoved Sami's face a couple of times and shouted in his face. Then he turned around to Owens and was staring at him and saying to Sami, "Get him." And then in a literal picturesque reproduction of Seth Rollins, Sami then slammed the chair into the back of Roman to knock him to the floor, which was just great to watch. Huge pop. It's also the whole highlight of the entire show is outside of a match, which is cool but at the same time kind of sad. And then he gets jumped by Jay, and then Solo has a go and beats in him as well. And then the other interesting thing is the entire time Jimmy's just stood in the corner getting upset, and then finally when Roman's looking to him and saying to him, "What are you doing? Get in there." Jimmy's like gets really, I mean, they all played it so perfect. Jimmy just got really upset and just left the ring, just rolled out the ring and walked off, trying not to cry, because obviously he loves Sammy like a brother. He's become attached to him as they built that friendship. So that's fractured the bloodline through, so it'll be interesting to see how it follows on from there. But that was it. Like, decent show, nowhere near the best Rumble they've had in a long time. It felt very slow paced, not a lot of action to hold you, not a lot of surprise. I mean, the Rumble's about the surprises mostly. We didn't really have that this year. Main event, great match all the way through. Really enjoyed the Bray Wyatt match as well. That was a really good showing. They had some bits, they carried on from the story, like they had Becky eliminating most of Damage Control, and then Bayley then managed to eliminate Becky straight afterwards. So Becky was just played a part, just a shock, and then Bayley got eliminated straight after her, so they carried on fighting on the outside. They carried a good, it's been a good storytelling event overall. I think it's setting up definitely some matches we're going to have at WrestleMania. Like I said, that main event, great fight. That ending part with Sammy was just that everyone was building up to that moment for the whole night. Everyone was looking forward to it. You could tell just the way it was building up throughout the match, and the crowd reacting to every little thing Sammy did. So I'd say the pay-per-view is a solid 7 out of 10. I mean, normally Royal Rumble hits 9 or 10 out of 10 each time. It just wasn't there this year, but still enjoyable to watch. Still worth staying up to watch for, so that's just my opinion of it. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of the Royal Rumble when you've seen it, and what you thought of the results and how everything went. And thanks for watching the video, thanks for listening. Sorry for that I don't exactly sound fantastic at the moment, but it's gone 6 o'clock in the morning here and I am shattered. But I wanted to get this video out early on for you, so just in case you're on the summary. And obviously I always appreciate you guys listening, watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, stay up to date on all the latest content. Don't forget that we are sponsored now by Dubby, which I could really probably do with right now. It's a good focus energy drink. So I haven't got some to hand, but then I'll be going to bed shortly. Anyway, I appreciate all you guys, love all the support that you give, and I will see you all out there.